Wisp Sports Radio, the voice of women in sport.
This is Season 1, Episode 6 of Hockey Talk with Coach Shannon Miller on Wisp Sports Radio. I'm Shannon Miller, and at Wisp Sports, we believe women in sport deserve equal coverage. Hockey Talk is presented by Instat, a video product that our team, the Calgary Inferno, uses, as does every team in the CWHL. I use Instat Video because it's the most helpful video tool that I've ever used as a coach. Welcome. I'm honored to have my own podcast show on Wisp Sports and to be part of the most popular and influential podcast organization for women in sports globally. Today's podcast is titled Expectations and Accountability to Ascend. My message today will align with the quote, "Change is inevitable, growth is optional." Each show I encourage coaches to take a progressive approach, adapt to changes in the game, and help change the game yourself. Introduce new concepts, drills, face-offs, and ideas, to challenge yourself, your staff, and your athletes, to model growth, to push yourself and your athletes outside of the comfort zone, reach, stretch, and we all grow, to leave the ground and ascend. First, develop your vision, then your strategic plan, and then get to work. Start with pieces. Chip away at every aspect of the game and every opportunity for growth. Our goal is to operate at a higher level. Our goal is to operate at a higher altitude. Everyone. Now, volatility is inherent in growth. Turbulence, rough air, but it's a sign that you're ascending. Anticipate the naysayers, the players that may cause problems because they don't want change. They want it the way it used to be, what they know and what they're comfortable with. When pushing people to be the best they can be, when you have high expectations, when you hold people accountable, turbulence will present itself. Keep it steady and keep ascending. And coaches, expect setbacks, but don't let in 1 ounce of doubt. Keep your vision, work your strategic plan, and bring people along. Expect the bumps, navigate through them, and continue to ascend. Expectations and accountability. On previous shows, I've talked about being clear and setting high expectations for you, your staff, and the players. I have talked about the importance of accountability. Coaches, we teach systems, good habits, good attitude, and disciplined play. We encourage, we teach, we reinforce. It's extremely important to be positive the majority of the time. It's extremely important to reward good work ethic, a good attitude, good intentions. But also remember to call them out in areas where they need to be called out on and to hold them accountable. There's a great book called Earn the Right. Earn the right to win. Earn the right to be on the team, to wear the jersey, to play, and then collectively earn the right to win. It's all about the sacrifices players make, how hard they must be pushed to really create inner and outer long-lasting growth, how they must pay the price so they know they have earned the right to play, and the right to win, and the right to become a champion. Male or female, any sport, it's pretty much the same. Athletes need to be pushed out of their comfort zone. Great book, Earn the Right to Win. Another book that I've recently read that I really liked is called The Spark and the Grind. The Spark and the Grind. It talks about the importance for all of us to have a good work ethic and grind it out through the good times and the bad. But it also talks about how important it is to have the spark, the outer spark and the inner spark. Inner spark, to spark yourself when you need it. Outer spark, to be the spark your team needs when that's all that is being asked of you and maybe all you can do at that time. If you're fortunate enough to be playing on a regular shift and maybe have the privilege to be on the power play or penalty kill for your team, the spark and the grind are both expected and needed for the success of the team. For an athlete that may not be playing much or at all on that particular day, they aren't being given the opportunity to grind it out that day at that time, but obviously they have plenty of chances to be the grind and the spark every day at practice, and they will be given those opportunities in future games. Their time will come. It's important they accept their role on that day and contribute greatly however they can, and help the team earn the right to win. Athletes must park their ego. It's very simple. The team comes first. The athlete is being given the opportunity to wear the jersey, be on the bench, and contribute by providing a spark for their teammates. An opportunity to be part of the game, part of the growth, and earning the right to win. Teammates notice the maturity, unselfishness, and energy that another player gives them, or gives the bench, or gives the entire team. And coaches notice too. It makes a difference. It all matters. William Shakespeare, act well your part, therein lies the glory. Striving for excellence isn't a burden. Having high expectations is not a negative thing. It should excite us, push us, and propel us to become the best we can be. In my many, many years of coaching experience, the players that actually do develop the grind and the spark, that do earn the right to play, they hunger to be the best they can be. They want feedback, and they want to contribute in any manner possible to help their team win. Those are the players that embrace you, and they want and demand from you your best, and they want you to demand from them their best. They expect it. They embrace it. Growth is a process. Yes, there are growing pains. It's a constant pursuit, and it's magnificent. Have high expectations. Make them clear and hold them accountable. Champions are not born. They are made. Now, I'd like to introduce my special guest from the world of women's hockey, Kristen Haag. Kristen is the general manager of the Calgary Inferno in the Professional Women's Hockey League of the Canadian Women's Hockey League, the CWHL. Kristen used to play for the Inferno. She also used to be the assistant general manager and now has the honor and responsibility as the general manager. Kristen is also an attorney, and I'm pleased that she can be with us today. Kristen, my first question for you is, would you please explain the role of a general manager in the CWHL?
Yeah, so whenever I say, the role of general manager, it kind of covers anything and everything. It's a little bit different than when people think of general manager in the NHL, where their responsibilities are a little bit more on the hockey side of things. So with the CWHL, we do a lot of behind the scenes work with one another and with the league in terms of working on ongoing promotions of the league, as well as sort of the day-to-day operations of the team and helping build the schedule and helping plan travel and plan. We organize the home games and we help manage the team when they go on the road and all different types of things. So it's more of it really is a general manager role, but not really the same as you might envision in terms of what the responsibilities of a professional men's general manager would be.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So the game of women's hockey continues to grow. The product just gets better and better. Has the CWHL grown considerably stronger in the last few years as well?
I think it has, really. I mean, even from, I kind of look at the fact that I managed to play in the league a couple of years ago. I think that I would, aside from just the fact that I'm getting older, struggle to keep up with the strength of the players that are in the league now. Certainly it's stronger than it was, 10 years ago when we had the WWHL out in Western Canada and the EWHL that were part of the former NWHL before the CWHL came along. The level has improved tremendously. Obviously, that has a lot to do with the resources that these players have available to them for training. The national team level players are almost doing this on a full-time basis now, which is really great. It just hasn't grown quite as much in terms of fan support, the financial well-being of the league. Those types of things have remained fairly, static and aren't growing at the same rate that the actual level on the ice has been growing.
Well, the good news for the Calgary Inferno this year, I guess anyway, is teaming up with yourself and assistant coach Becky McGee and Jen Banford, our director of operations. We're out there hustling and bringing in more money to the program so that we can operate more at an elite level, at a pro level. And I've heard a lot of positives from within our team that there are a lot of, improvements, and there should be from year to year, but also when I was just in Toronto with Hockey Canada and the Montreal team was there that we compete against in the CWHL. In fact, we're tied for first with Montreal.
Yeah.
And she felt that things are certainly getting better each year, but really having to chip away at it.
Yeah. I mean, the professionalism within, like, just from the time and that was only a few short years ago that I was playing up till now. Yeah, definitely. There's been huge strides in that area. Yeah, I'm more so thinking in terms of the static aspect has been sort of, the fan support and the visibility of the game. Women's hockey has obviously gotten a lot more popular, but the CWHL hasn't quite caught on mainstream yet. Mm-hmm.
Well, and we're chipping away at it this year. We're really working hard to get more exposure for us, more money, and I'm really hoping that by us taking a giant step forward within our team, that will also help the league. And we certainly had good conversations around that in Toronto. Yeah,
no, definitely. It's I think when we can put a high quality product on the ice, which is, what the greater financial support and all of that, and reaching out and having new financial supporters, obviously that just extends our network in the community, and more people are going to know about us, and it brings a lot more legitimacy to the program for sure.
Well, and there's a pro league called the NWHL. We have our pro league, the CWHL. There's pro women's hockey in Sweden, Russia, pretty much China, I guess, Switzerland. What's it going to take for, at least just say in North America, to have one league in North America where we would obviously recruit around the world?
It's difficult because particularly the two leagues operating in North America are kind of different in terms of their vision and how they're organized and what they're doing. I don't see the two leagues. People are always asking me when the leagues are going to merge. I don't see the leagues merging per se. I think that realistically, partnership NHL wide, rather than just with individual clubs, is going to be what is necessary to make this more of a worldwide league. Definitely, it's been great to see more international players coming over to play in North America, and then also the mixing. There's Canadian players playing in the NWHL. There's American players playing in the CWHL, and I think that's really important, for the leagues to really be the best that they can be. And I think the players are there. It's just organizing it under one, consistent vision. But that being said, I think NHL involvement is key, but I do think there needs to still be separate governance and separately being run by people that know women's hockey, people that are, invested in women's hockey and the development of women's hockey, and so that it's not just, an afterthought. If the NHL is going to be providing the money and the resources, I think there still needs to be somebody with the right mind to ensure that women's hockey is promoted the way that it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's been a lot of interesting discussion with Gary Bettman. He's publicly stated in the media that he would like there to be one league. Mm-hmm. He says the two leagues have to come together before the NHL is interested in embracing them. I had Hillary Knight on the show as a guest. She was obviously a great guest and had a lot of insight. And she really thinks it's going to be driven by the players. She said, I think it's going to take the players coming together, and that's how we're going to create one league. And then we'll go to Gary Bettman or however that is all going to unfold. But obviously, general managers are a really big piece in all of this as well.
Yeah, I think, and I would actually agree with that. I mean, I've said that, I generally have all kinds of people asking me about it. But when players ask me, are we going to have one league? Well, I kind of look back at them and I think, the two leagues that exist, like I said, the way they operate is very different. And I think they have different visions. Maybe not looking at just simply the best interest of the players, but I think the players can speak to what they want to have happen, and they're going to be the ones that have to make it happen, because as long as we have, half of the best players in the world and playing in one league and half playing in the other, it's going to be very very difficult because both are strong leagues. That's the thing, and they both can operate independently. They're just going to be so much better if they're together. And I think it's the players that are going to ultimately have to tell the commissioners from both leagues that has to happen for either league to continue functioning. So,
and there's a lot of interest from Europe. I started recruiting in Europe and bringing players to Duluth, Minnesota for my college team back in 1999.
Yeah.
And I was the first college coach to do that. And there was turbulence for sure. People didn't like it, but there was a lot of Canadians in the United States playing NCAA college hockey. And I decided I think it'd be a good time for the Europeans to come. They're growing. Their teams are growing. Their national teams are getting better every year, just like Canada and the U.S. are.
Yeah.
And they really embraced that opportunity to move to the States, play college hockey. Now in the CWHL, we've got a woman on our team from Finland. She's having a fantastic experience. She loves it. And she, of course, asked me the question, will you bring more women from Finland over next year? And I said, well, absolutely. It's a conversation I would have to have with the general manager, of course. But yeah, and she said they want to continue to play just like the Canadians, Americans do outside of college. They don't necessarily want to go back to Finland and play women's club hockey. They want to go to Switzerland or Sweden or to the CWHL or to Russia, where they can get a little bit of money and play in a pro league and continue to get a high level of coaching.
Yeah.
So I see the game going in that direction. Obviously, I hope the Europeans will come to the CWHL if we recruit them. But they're going to be confused. They'll wonder where should we go? It's a better flight for them to go to New York or Boston.
We want it to be an international league, and we want it to be just like the NHL. There's obviously going to be great hockey being played elsewhere, and there's going to be good hockey players that don't feel that things fit for them in North America. But we want to have the best players in our league, and some of those players, they're in Europe now, and there's lots of North Americans that go to Europe to play too. And I think. It's just making our league the league and making North America the place to be. And so there's obviously, the logistical aspects of it. Right now we operate under whatever hockey branch that our city is located in. So, Boston's under USA Hockey. The Chinese are with the Chinese Federation, and then we're with Hockey Canada along with the other Canadian-based teams. And so we actually have restrictions on the number of international players we can have. Americans, we can have as many as we want, but as soon as we start having international players, we're actually restricted. And so that's another thing that if we had our own governance and our own, the financial backing to create all of our own rules and things like that, there'd be no limitations on us for things like that. And then it's just, it's coaches like yourself taking an interest in growing familiar with those players and seeing those players play and seeing where they can fit into their programs, and then providing an opportunity for them to come, because they when they're not making full salaries, they need things in place. I mean, we've discussed this. They need jobs and they need places to live and things like that. And so we've got to find ways to offer that to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the game is growing. The product is good. I'm actually even surprised. So here I am. You hire me. I start recruiting. I want to, build a stronger team. Obviously, every year you want to get stronger. But I was even surprised when I went out on the ice with the caliber of athletes that we had just on our team alone. I was also surprised when we played against Montreal, that first series, how fast our team was, how well we moved the puck, and how fast and how well Montreal moved the puck. Mm-hmm. And I thought, wow, this product is good. Now, not every game has been at that level. Mm-hmm. But wow, I mean, Calgary playing Montreal is a phenomenal product. I mean, the next best is going to be, Team Canada versus Team USA at the Four Nations Cup this week.
Yeah.
So the product is good. It's really good. And if we could get it more contained, for better, all the team, whatever teams are going to be with the best players in the world, people are going to come. People are going to pay to watch it. They're going to love it.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. I think it's getting people out there in the first place. And I was actually talking about this with some of the parents and people that were out at our charity skills camp this weekend, is, what it will take. And I think there's a lot of changing perceptions that need to happen as well. I think people don't even get out to watch the women's hockey in the first place. I mean, they'll watch an Olympic final, but I bet that even the difference for people watching a Four Nations final, it's just not nearly as much. And it's funny because it's Canada versus USA. And, when we've got this, the Montreal-Calgary thing, I mean, we've got, Hillary Knight and Ulen and Jenner and, Decker and Bellamy and and Johnston, all these players on the ice at the same time. I mean, it's incredible. And they have an opportunity to see these players all the time. I think once people get invested in it and engaged in it, they'll be big fans. And you can see out in Montreal, they are already getting there. They've got a really strong following, and they have people that are fans of their team, not just, people that are out watching a hockey game. I mean, they've got really loyal fans. And, we grow a little bit each year, but we're really trying to allow people in Calgary to see that, there's other stuff out there to watch besides the Flames, kind of similar to the struggles the Hitmen go through, I'm sure, this is really good hockey too, and more affordable at that. So.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of good hockey in Calgary. Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like to thank Kristen Haag for being a guest on Hockey Talk with Coach Shannon Miller today. Kristen, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for all that you have done for women's hockey and all that you continue to do. Kristen Haag, General Manager of the Calgary Inferno.
Thank you.
Inside stories, interviews, and cutting-edge tips from the leading coach in ice hockey. Tune in to Hockey Talk with Shannon Miller. This is Wisp Sports.
Each show I have a sidebar. Today it's about stress. Coaching can be stressful. Stress plants the seeds of illness, anxiety, insomnia, weight gain, and increased blood pressure. Coaches, we need to take care of ourselves first, and then we will have the health and energy to do a good job taking care of others. I share this advice with you because I'm finally going to take this advice myself. Let's take care of ourselves so we can take care of others. I will be posting my drill of the week on my Facebook page at Coach Shannon Miller on Thursday. I'd like to thank Kristen Haag for being a guest on the show, and remember to follow and comment on social media. Twitter is at Wisp Sports. My Twitter is at Miller12Shannon. My Facebook and Instagram is at Coach Shannon Miller. And my website is CoachShannonMiller.com. You can find links in the show notes for this episode at wispsports.com and find more coverage of women's sport.